Oh, why hello there. I've been expecting you. You're probably here for episode 2 of the World of Warcraft Ultimate Tutorial PvP Guide here on this channel. A lot of you guys were excited for episode 2. So we'll go with the classic intro. What's up, you guys? Stoops back in with another video. I'm here to present to you guys a video that I've been excited to do. A lot of you were following me from the last video, and I know many of you guys were waiting for this video to be released, and here it is today. It is my Christmas gift. We're entering the holidays. It is my Christmas gift to all of you. In fact, let's get into the spirit. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my lovely abode. Welcome to my fireplace, my living room. The stockings are there. The little flowers that no one knows what the names are also there. And my gift to you today is this video. This add-on that we're going to discuss in today's video will change the way you look at World of Warcraft forever. It will alter your playstyle, I believe, forever. But before we get into today's video, I want to address a question I got on the last video, and this will be a theme going on to the next videos, the future videos for this series. Somebody asked me, Stoops, Flayn asked me, Stoops, I know a lot of things about World of Warcraft, but I can't find any partners. Will you talk about how you're supposed to climb or find partners inside of World of Warcraft PvP? This is an amazing question, and a question that I will discuss in a future video. So if this is your problem, if this is the thing that you're experiencing, don't you worry. I will cover it in a future video. And because I love this question is amazing. People ask me this all the time, so I'm excited to address it in another video. It's so good, it's just like, it's kind of cringe. But because I love this question so much, I'm going to give you a place in my home. I'm going to give you your very own stocking, Flay. Your very own stocking. There you go, my friend. You are now part of the Stoops fireplace. Welcome, my friend. Welcome. But there's more. There is more. We are going to be talking about Omnibar. Now, this is something that I talk about in all of my coaching sessions. In all of my coaching sessions, Omnibar is something that I dissect very closely with my Patreon supporters. This topic is so important that I believe it will single-handedly help you gain several hundred rating if you use this add-on correctly. And this is why it is something that I always speak to all of my Patreon supporters about when they receive coaching, as it makes that big of a difference. But on the same topic, you should head over right now to this page right here and sign up right now for your own personalized, inexpensive World of Warcraft arena coaching. Head over to this page right now and go ahead and get yourself some inexpensive coaching, and I can guarantee you, money back guarantee you, that this coaching page will make all the difference and give you insight into little tips just like this one in today's video. But because I love you guys so much, I'm going to give you this information for free. That's right, free. Say it in the comments, free. Everyone likes free, and today's video is going to be free unless you have or don't have ad blocker. Yes. Okay, so here we are, ladies and gentlemen, on my newly leveled, fresh 120 Stoops Prime. That's right, Stoops Prime, twitch.tv/Stoops. Find my channel, hit me with that Twitch Prime. It'd be greatly appreciated. But here we are on my newly leveled monk, and today we're going to be talking about Omnibar. I mentioned it in my last video. I mentioned how important I thought this add-on was and how a lot of people do not correctly use this add-on. This add-on is so important that it's going to have its own video. Now, I did cover this topic in the past in a recent video. A link to that video will be in the description box below, and you can check that out for more information if this video is a little unclear to you. But today's video will be more up to date. Today's video will be more up to date with today's meta, and we'll also dive into a few other things that I might have not mentioned in that video, and the quality of this video should be a little bit better because that video is a little dated. But Omnibar is so important. I mean, out of all the add-ons, I would say Omnibar is the most important. Gladius is pretty important. We also have Gladiator Losa, the girl that repeats
Polly. Success. Polly.
Just over and over and over and over into your ear as somebody's doing something. That add-on's cool and all, but this add-on is the best add-on because that add-on does not tell you what's happening before it happens. It tells you as it is happening, where this add-on will give you information. This sucker right here will give you information on what you need to do or what to prepare for before it even happens. And we're going to get to that in this video. So right now, you should have downloaded Omnibar in my last video. Link to that video will also be in the description box below. So once you've downloaded this add-on, you're going to go to your interface tab and you'll go to the add-on selection and you will see Omnibar. Now, Omnibar by default will have one bar created. And this is where most players, I know what Omnibar is, Stoops. Like, I know how to use it. Do you really? I mean, do you really? You might, okay, whatever. But Omnibar by default will have one bar already created, okay? It might be called Omnibar 1, 2, 3. It's probably gonna be 1, but you'll have an Omnibar created. Now, I deleted my Omnibar just for you for the sake of this video. Now, by default, when you look at this page, you're going to see settings, positioning, visibility, and spells. You want to go to the spells section, and by default, Omnibar will select all of the interrupts of various classes. So Warrior will have Pummel selected, Warlock might have Spell Lock selected, and etc. Wind Shear, all those things. And when you test out Omnibar, by default, it might track all enemy kicks in the middle of your screen, just like this. Now, you're not going to have this many interrupts on your screen during an arena match. You might have 1, 2, maybe 3 at the most, and you'll see them on your screen. Now, this is what most players use when they start out the game playing as a healer. This allows you to track if your enemy has interrupted you or has tried to interrupt you and missed, so you can continue casting without being worried about getting interrupted. You don't ever know when you're gonna get kicked if you don't have Omnibar. You don't know if he's used it unless someone else is tracking it, so it's important to have that. But that is not the key focus. So we have Omnibar 3, and you can leave Omnibar 3 just by default the way it is. It's gonna track all of the important interrupts, except it does track Solar Beam now in the update. That's great. So by default, Omnibar 3 itself is perfect. You actually don't need to do anything to Omnibar 3 the way it is. Just find the position that you want to keep it in. For me, I like to keep my Omnibar by my raid frames. As you can see here, this is my unit frame. And then I keep my party members right here on the screen, just stacked up nicely. And then my interrupts are there. But what do I do about Omnibar 2? Why was I mentioning Omnibar 2 earlier? This is where the secret lies. This is so important for your awareness and your understanding of when to use cooldowns for other cooldowns. And I'm going to walk you through it step by step. So we're going to create a bar. It's going to be Omnibar 4. And we're going to leave it as is, right? We're just going to leave it as is. And we're going to go to our spells tab. Now in Omnibar 2, you're going to want to select spells, whether they're defensive or offensive spells, and you're going to want to create a bar. Now, I can't specifically create a bar for you that I think you should track everything for. I did in the previous video that I mentioned earlier, and I'm going to put that in the description box below. So if you want to know spell by spell by spell, that might be something that you want to track. You can go watch that previous video because it'll take forever if I cover all that in today's video. But what I will give you an example of and how important it is to have this is for the reason that a lot of the times you can predict plays based on this Omnibar. So Omnibar 1, it's going to track your interrupts, right? For Omnibar 2 or Omnibar 4, in this case, my second Omnibar, I'm going to uncheck all so it doesn't track interrupts. I don't need to have all of my interrupts on 2 different spots, right? I only want one bar for interrupts. And then my eyes, a lot of the time, need to be on Omnibar 2, the second bar that I created that does not have the interrupts. Because on this bar, I'm going to track important things, and I'll give you an example. So let's say I am playing against a hunter. When fighting a hunter, one of the things that you want to track at all costs, one of the things that you need to track at all costs is freezing trap. Freezing trap is so important to track, and let me explain why. So I'm going to okay this, leave it as is, right? We have my other Omnibar 4 here. I'm going to set it right there. We'll move our Omnibar 3 to the side. And I'm going to go back and I'm going to test my Omnibar. And when I do, you're going to see that I have a freezing trap right here. Now, why is this important? Well, number one, it's very important to track because I want to know when it's going to be off cooldown. This lets me know that it's a 30-second cooldown. If I go to the tooltip here, this is also very neat, by the way. You can also go through all of the spells and just read what they do. What is Exhilaration? You go to the Hunter tab. Oh, Exhilaration is a 2-minute cooldown that heals you for 30% of your maximum health. That's pretty damn good. Maybe I want to track that. But Freezing Trap specifically is important to track because you're also going to know, number one, when they have their trap up, because every hunter revolves around their trap to go for CC. So in order for them to do anything, to get up a setup going, they have to land the trap. But why is this important? Well, let's say, for example, you play a Mistweaver Monk or a Shaman or a Discipline Priest or a Paladin. A lot of the times you'll see a hunter, they will grappling hook onto you, they will leap towards you, and then harpoon you, like net you in the ground, and then they will throw a trap at you. But a really good hunter, and you might have noticed, they might throw a tar trap to trick you and make you think it is a real trap. They might harpoon to you as a monk, for example. Let's say I set my portal over here, and then this hunter over here tries to trap me. He might connect onto me, and then he might wait a little bit. So you don't know, when do I need to use my premonition as a priest? Do I have to use my Blessing of Sacrifice to break a trap? Do I have to use my grounding totem to try and ground the trap? Do I have to use my portal? You don't know if he's actually thrown it or when he's going to throw it. And you also don't know if he throws out a fake trap. A lot of hunters do that. But if you stare at your Omnibar, all you have to do in that situation is just look at your Omnibar. And if this appears, then you know he's thrown it. So you can just sit there willingly and just waiting, and you'll see the icon appear, and once it appears, that's when you pop your sacrifice. That's when you pop your grounding totem. That's when you pop your premonition, your port. That's when you use your cooldowns, and you don't have to wonder if he's going to use it or not, because it's all tracked right there. The game is telling you that he's used a freezing trap simply based on just using an add-on. Like, you don't have to guess, it tells you. This add-on is also more useful than just tracking traps. You can also use it for other things. For example, if you're playing an assassination rogue and you don't know that he keeps wiping your bleeds using Mending Bandage, which instantly clears all bleeds, poisons, and disease effects from the target every 25 seconds, you can track that. You can see, hey, he just Mending Bandaged off all of my bleeds. Now he made a mistake. Let me go Vendetta. A lot of the times people ask me questions, when do I know what cooldown to use for what situation? This add-on will tell you what to use. There's an ability called Roar of Sacrifice that hunters have that make it so that the target that they select will not be crit for a certain amount of time. They cannot receive critical strike damage. Well, if you're a fire mage, let's say you're playing a fire mage and you're using combustion, which makes your critical strike chance 100%, that's really bad to use. It's bad to use combustion if he just used Roar of Sacrifice. But if he uses it early, let's say the hunter doesn't know all of these things and he's randomly using cooldowns, he's not timing his cooldowns based on what they're using, and he Roar of Sacrifices early. He uses it, 5 seconds earlier. Oh, he just Roar of Sacrifice. I'm gonna wait to use my combustion, and then once he has no more defensives for his ally to stop my critical strike damage, I'm going to use combustion. So what you want to do is you want to try and go through this or watch my old video, but you want to go through these and check the ones that are important. If you're fighting against a fire mage, every single go for a fire mage, when they use it on you, the important goes of a fire mage are combustion. That is one of their goes. And then on top of that, they also have a really strong ability called Meteor. So for a fire mage, every time he has combustion or meteor, that is a go for him. That is when he can deal damage. He's not going to be able to deal that much damage outside of Greater Pyroblast, which he's using to bait kicks. That's all he's doing it for. He's casting Greater Pyroblast outside of meteor and combustion so that you kick him during or prior to him using these cooldowns, and that way he's free to deal all of the damage that he wants during that time. If you don't know when he's using that, or don't know when it's active or how long till he has it, you're just wandering around looking aimlessly at the sky like, I think we're okay. I'm not sure. When are they going to go again? I'm scared. You're not scared if you know and you're tracking these abilities. Now, nameplate cooldowns is great and all, but it doesn't work in the same light as Omnibar, because Omnibar is directly on your screen. You don't have to see his nameplate. He can be invis and you won't know with nameplate cooldowns. This add-on will always tell you. When you're fighting against rogues, for example, a lot of people always tell me, Stoops, I love playing my Mistweaver Monk. It's so much fun to play, but I always die in kidneys. I get swapped to on kidneys. Well, why aren't you tracking kidney shot? A really good monk will base their goes off of kidney shot. So let me explain this. When playing as a healer in general, or any DPS for that matter, this is just not for healers. This is for melee and range DPS. You need to know this. The things that you want to track when fighting assassination rogues, because they are everywhere, are what? You want to know when he has Vendetta, that is his kill shot window, and then kidney shot. Rogues almost never kill you outside of kidney shot. If they do, then you're doing a poor job of managing your health pool, or your healer is doing a poor job of managing your health pool, or he's fallen into a lot of CC. But kidney shot, every 20 seconds he has a go, and then every, about a minute and a half, he's got a one shot, a big go, where you're going to be in a lot of trouble. You're in deep trouble every time they have Vendetta. So obviously you should be tracking this. So a lot of the times what you'll see is, if you're a Mistweaver Monk, or any healer for that matter, you're going to sit here, and I'm going to go back to Omnibar, and I'm going to track kidney shot, right? I'm going to press test, and when I press test, you're going to see that kidney shot is there. That means for the next 16 seconds, or 15, 13, I'm not able to be kidney shot. So this is when I would go in there and try and do Wave the Crane damage. This is when I would go in there and try and be aggressive. This is when I know I'm safe. I'm not going to get stuck in the kidney shot. But if I don't see kidney shot on here, that means it's off cooldown. So me staying in the middle of the map, me not having any pre-hots, pre-shields, pre-enveloping mists on myself, having any form of external healing on myself or my own healing, not having any of that when kidney shot is off cooldown is a very dangerous moment. But when kidney shot is on cooldown and I see it here, and I've just pressed test one more time for the example, and I test it and I see kidney shot is here, this means I'm safe to go in and start dealing damage. This is our turn to go when fighting a rogue or a mage. Combustion is off cooldown, meteor is off cooldown, or meteor is on cooldown, kidney shot is on cooldown, whatever the situation may be. If they're on cooldown, we're good to go. We're good to go and do our go. This way you're not scared of rogue mage all of the time. This way you're not scared of hunters all of the time, because you're tracking them. 30 seconds, they can't trap. It's been a minute and a half. He has no Vendetta, we can go. Or he has Vendetta up again. Oh, he just kidney shot. I'm going to heal through this. I'm going to survive this. And then now I know for the next 20 seconds or so, I'm free to go out there and deal some damage. And it's so easy to tell, for example, if you're going to get kidney shot. This is why this add-on helps you predict the future. It tells you when you get kidney shot. So for example, if I don't see kidney shot right here and a rogue is training me per se, or for an example, if a rogue is training me and he's starting to stab me and butter me up and he's bleeding, my health bar is just depleting because they do too much damage right now in this meta, and I don't see kidney shot right here, that means he's about to kidney shot me. If a rogue walks over to you and you don't see kidney shot on your Omnibar, it's not there letting you know that, hey, it's on cooldown. If it's not there, he has the ability up. When it's there, he doesn't have the ability up. So if it's not there and the rogue is already attacking me, you can bet your ass that he's going to kidney shot you. So you can prepare for it. You can get a pre-enveloping. People always go, man, how do I get better at avoiding rogue swaps? How do I know? I'm like, oh, well, you have to pre-wall it. You have to pre-heal yourself, pre-hot yourself. Use one of your walls, pop a wall so that when he kidneys you, you don't get one shot in that. Well, how do I know when to pre-wall? Use Omnibar. If it's off cooldown and he can use it and it's not on your Omnibar and he's hitting you, you better start walling and you better start pre-enveloping, or at least pre-healing, because he's going to kidney shot you. Because you know he has it up. He's waiting to use it. He does it every 20 seconds. He wants to deal damage. Once he uses it and you pre-walled it and you survived, then it's your turn to turn around and beat that guy up. It's your turn to go out there and beat his ass. You've been waiting to do this whole time. You want revenge. Everyone hates rogues. Go out there and beat his ass. Things